Hi, it's Dr. Parikh, and today we're going to talk about the Paraphrase writing sample. Yeah, that's what I've called it. Sorry. So this is a new step I'm adding. So it may get tweaked, maybe the first thing to get tweaked because it's new, but I want it to be a step even before the article notes where you get to practice writing and see if you're on the right track, and where you have an earlier intervention with the writing center so you get direct feedback from a live person quickly. You can always come to office hours. The writing center isn't a replacement for office hours, but they're just available a lot more than I am, so you can get a faster appointment with them than you can with me. And it's just impossible to do one-on-one as often as I want to without their help. So there are times that I do give one-on-one. I give a lot of feedback through the rubrics and through feedback that way. There's also at least once during the semester that you meet with me when we go over your final literature review. And if you can't meet, I do a screencast just for you that's private, that just gets sent to you, so that it's more like this, where I'm talking with you and going in detail through things. But I just want you to have that early on, particularly to identify people who have more writing help needs, so that you can make a plan, so you can get the help that you need to get through. And ultimately, my goal is to have you learn and have you do good work. I also am constantly aware I hate writing plagiarism reports. I would much rather do these checks early on than have to, get you in the end. So it's my way of making sure that you understand what good paraphrasing is, and it's the best way I can think of to structure how to do it. So let me just kind of backtrack a moment to show you where I am. So if you go into templates and peer review forms, you get linked to a Google Drive folder. And this one, I actually had to do a little star to add it in because I already had my A, B, C, D, E all written out. And so this is really like a pre-writing task. And I have it pulled up already over here, the Paraphrase writing sample. And when you get it, you will make a copy. And I'm not sure if yours will look exactly like this because you'll be copying it to a different account. This is my account, so it works a little differently when I copy into my own account. It's being a little slow, so let me just try doing it that way and see if it'll come up. Sometimes when I'm recording, I think it does weird things to my internet. I always have both written work in here, written words, and my goal is that if you just had the handout, you could figure out how to do the whole thing. So hopefully these videos are just secondary and you've just got them going on in the background while you're doing the assignment, and it's just a resource for you to check when you get confused. But make sure if you email me and I have the sense that you haven't watched the basic video or read the basic template, I'm going to tell you, well, why don't you start with those and then tell me where you get lost. So for this, I want you to do 2 paraphrases. The first one, for each of them, I want you to tell me the paragraph. So rather than me trying to go and match it up with your original article, I want you to just copy and paste directly in where you got it. So you'll paste the original, and if you want, you can delete some of this stuff when you're done with it. It's really just there to help you. And you'll have your original, and then you will have your paraphrased. And I always have a reminder, you include a citation, and you don't include it at the very end, you do it at the end of the first sentence where you're using ideas from that source. So for this, I'm going to borrow stuff that I've already written for my article notes sample. So let me just copy and paste this over. And you can do the same thing. This is just practice, but let me get rid of the original so that I don't make changes to it. But you can do the same thing. The paraphrases you write for this, so this work that you write here, that can go into your article notes. Then from your article notes, it might end up in your concept map and your outline. And from your outline, it might go into your draft of your paper. So even though it feels like there's a lot of steps, and I try to really streamline it so there's not a lot of busy work. It's just breaking down the steps into very small pieces. And then I want you, I actually put that in the wrong place. that goes down, that's my paraphrase. So that's where I have rewritten it. And let me see where, because I know I kept notes on where, let's see, the first paragraph of page 2. And I have my article somewhere here. Yep. So page 2. Let me check what exactly this is. I don't know if it's the first full paragraph or the grants with greater exposure to earthquakes and greater family or community connectedness to the place where the earthquakes took place. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry, I probably should have done this before the video started recording, but I'm not good at, I have not yet learned how to edit videos, and so you'll just have to bear with me. What I did there was I just copied and pasted into the address bar to try to take out, because let's see, if I just paste it here, there's going to be some funky formatting. See how weird that is? So instead, if I just open a new window, a new tab, I paste it in the address bar, and then I copy it again. Now it has no formatting, and it just takes on whatever formatting was here. You can see there's some weird things. They use footnotes instead of APA style, so that comes up kind of weird, but it gives a sense. And I'm not positive now if that's the correct paragraph, but I don't want to waste your time by spending more time reading to figure out which one it is. This will be a little easier when you're actively writing because you'll know which one it is. So here you want your original and then the paraphrase. And I want you to do a whole paragraph at a time, because when you try to paraphrase just one sentence, it's really tough to capture the essence of the idea without just copying the sentence. No wonder there's so much plagiarism when you try to go one sentence to another. Instead, when you're trying to pick out a couple main ideas from a whole paragraph, you can create a sentence that's very different. And you can see I did my citation right here at the end. Citations, this one actually, if it's the first time I use it, let me see. How many authors are there in the study? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so if you have more than 5 authors, you use first author et al. Every time. If you only have 1 author, you would just use the first author. 2 authors, you'd use Messiah and Acuna. 3 to 5 authors, the first time you list the last names. You never use initials, you never use first names. Never ever in a citation. If you have 3 to 5, you list everybody the first time, and after that you use the name et al. Let me point out how et al. Goes. So it's et space al period, and then the comma. Al is short for a Latin word. What does et al? Yeah. Let's see. So et alia, and it's so the et is the whole word, like et tu brute. The al is a shortened, an abbreviated form of another word. That's why it gets a period. Kind of like Tiffany and Company, the co gets a period. And then the year always goes after. If you have multiple references, multiple citations that are the same authors and year, there's special rules. There's a lot of special rules. But the main thing you need to know is when to use et al., how to use it properly. You can use Purdue OWL in the Writing Center to help you check your citations. It's best to get them right now, so that you have them in place going forward. So paraphrase evaluation. So I want you to walk through each of, kind of look through and see what you think about each one. So does it change the meaning of the original? It shouldn't change the meaning. It should still mean the same thing. So a direct copy of 7 or more words is very problematic. That is clearly, undeniably plagiarism, and it's the type of plagiarism that I'm most likely to report. Does it use ideas from the source without citing the source? Even if you've completely changed the words, you need to include a citation. I have my citation, so I'm fine. Does it take ideas from only one sentence? That's not necessarily, that alone doesn't make it plagiarism, but it raises some red flags. It also makes me worry that you're not really understanding the general content of the paper, because usually you don't want to just take one sentence in detail. You want to take main ideas from large sections of the paper. And then does the paraphrase follow the same structure as the original sentence or paragraph? So number 4, just taking an idea from just one sentence, that's not necessarily plagiarism. But if you are following the exact structure of the sentence, even if you've changed a lot of the words, you're still plagiarizing at that point. So those are just things to help you figure out if you have very clear plagiarism, if you're at risk for plagiarism, or if you've got a strong paraphrase. So you do that again for paraphrase 2, and then you're good to go. You're going to post this several places. You're going to post it for your peers to look at. You're also going to take it into the Writing Center and go over it with a tutor there. So just bring this assignment. You can tell them that you're coming from Writing and Psychology. Bring your article, are all marked up with your notes. And if you feel totally lost, just go in and ask them for help doing the assignment. Just go in early in the week. If you are a little more confident, do the assignment, take it in, ask them to look it over. And if you end up not taking up the whole hour, that's not a big deal. If you just need them to look over it and you're good, that's fine. But I suspect that they'll have some helpful feedback and that you may want some help working on the next step in the class too. Once you're done, I'll go over this just because you're still probably getting used to how to work things. You're going to download I recommend downloading it as a PDF. And then I would save it on your computer somewhere just to make sure that you have it. And then you can go into the assignment. You can, for the discussions, I recommend copying and pasting everything and putting it in. Don't make your peers download a file. But when you're uploading it, for me, you would just go in. You could go into weekly modules and find it. You can also look under the literature review to find it. So you can come down and see Paraphrase writing sample. And you can see the rubric to see exactly how I'm going to give you points for it. Blah, blah, blah. And I have these. You may notice that they're really there to help give you quick feedback on a lot of different pieces. There's also a link straight to the template here. So if you click that, it'll take you straight into the template. But you can just attach your file, upload, and you're good to go. Thanks for watching.